going on? This is Cam Kirk, and this is a behind the cam moment of the actual first time I shot Lil Baby. So I told you guys in the previous episode how pressed I kind of was to make sure I got a chance to shoot Baby. Man, I don't know what it was. It's just the first time I ever heard "That's my dog's." Like, I was like, yo, this dude's about to be a superstar. I didn't even know what made me click on it. I remember I was just on Worldstar one day, and I think he had like a top box, and I just clicked on it, and I heard that song, and I just saw how raw and authentic his style was, and just really just how Atlanta it just felt. And I hadn't seen that in a while, to be honest, from an artist, almost really since like Bankroll Fresh. Like, I don't know, some weird way that my dog's video gave me like a vibe of like old Bankroll Fresh videos or something. And it just made, you know, Lil Baby somebody I wanted to work with. And, you know, I went through different ways to try to make it happen. Obviously, I had a relationship with Coach and P. So I had a way in. You know, I made a couple of attempts, and obviously it just didn't pan out until this one moment, this one day. So this one day I got hit up really in last minute from Noisey. You know, Noisey, the website underneath Vice. So I have a long history working with Noisey. I was kind of a part of Noisey Part 1, and then I really got a chance to creative direct and really run the show on Noisey Part 2. That I think was a major success in Atlanta. We ended up doing a major premiere in Atlanta and all that. So I think from that, my relationship with Noisey kind of led to this opportunity to work with Lil Baby. So they were telling me they had an interview set up for Lil Baby, and they wanted me to do the photos for it. You know, if you know anything about shooting editorial, there's never no money involved. You kind of do it for just the opportunity or the look. But it was an artist I wanted to work with, like Baby. So I was like, whatever, let's do it. I remember I met Baby at QC Studios, and we were kicking it outside the studios for a while, just trying to figure out the game plan on how they was actually gonna shoot and where he wanted to shoot at. I wanna say he had either just bought this Corvette or something. I remember he had this crazy ass Corvette that he pulled up in. And it's so funny because I was with one of my employees at the time, Maddie, and I was with my boy Keenan. And we were, at that time, I don't even remember if I had a car yet. I might have still been just hitching rides, but we was in Maddie's car. And Baby is like, yo, just follow me. We're gonna go to the West End Mall. I wanna go pick up a hat from the West End Mall. So I was all for it because that's the vibe I wanted to get. I wanted to catch something authentic, you know, the mall that he goes to, him walking through the mall, maybe people recognize him, shots like that. But just for a second, imagine trying to keep up with a Corvette, a brand new Corvette, I don't know, probably V12, V whatever, and a little ass Lexus truck. I think we were riding it. Let's just say it was not easy. So he's driving 100 miles an hour, just back streets, through roads, twisting and turning, and we're just like freaking out in the car, just trying to keep up with him. And I remember he dusted our ass. So I think we probably got to the mall about 5 minutes after him, maybe late, maybe more. And we were only 5 minutes away, it felt like. But we ended up meeting him at the mall. I remember he goes into the mall, he goes into the lids at the mall, and he buys a hat. I remember this young kid comes up to him and tells him they broke his phone or something. He ends up buying the kid a phone. Just real, you know, man of the people. You could kind of just tell, like, we're in an area that's like his neighborhood, or he's just authentic. You know what I mean? It's just real. He walks us actually outside of the mall. We hang out front of some like corner store for a second, and he just talking to everybody, just chopping it up. No security, no entourage, just Baby and one other person. And they're literally just kicking it outside. And this is not the best neighborhood at all. He's kicking it outside there, and you could just feel the energy. You could just feel that people rock with him. You know, it's just something authentic about it. And I'm just there, just shooting, just capturing as much as I can. So then Baby's like, all right, we're gonna go to my neighborhood. He takes us to his neighborhood, Lil Cali, and it's like maybe 2 minutes from the mall. So we go into his neighborhood. In his neighborhood, everybody's hanging out, everybody's outside. And, you know, he's just chilling, to be honest. And I'm just capturing the moments. The interview guy is trying to ask him questions as we out there. And Baby's just kind of chilling, just kicking it with his crew. And nothing too crazy really happened. I got to experience, what it's like to be in this neighborhood. But the one shot in particular, which has probably became one of my favorite photos ever. I think it's up there. The photo actually happened, by accident, to be quite honest. So if you see the photo of Baby, he's like standing in his neighborhood. He's standing in front of some stairs and his boys are kind of behind him. If you look closely at the photo, you'll see like there's like this light glowing on his face. It's like almost like a light went off on him and not on the rest of everybody, so he kind of pops out. Well, how that happened, quite honestly, because I had no flash, I didn't have no artificial light, I didn't have anything. I'm just shooting, and my shooting style was like rapid fire. So I'm shooting like, 10 shots per second, just firing off. And it's so funny, I gotta kind of give Keenan credit for the photo. Keenan is behind me, but he's shooting film photography, just like point and shoot film. So we just so happened to take the exact same photo at the exact same time. And the flash from his film camera like lights up Baby while I shoot on my digital camera. And that's kind of how we got this picture where Baby's kind of like, it's almost like he's popping out from the scene because he's lit up. And just a crazy coincidence photo, but definitely one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. It just represents Baby, it's in him in his neighborhood. Man, it's just crazy. But if you only knew what it took to make that photo happen, man, just part of the story, just part of the journey.